The strange disappearance of Melania Trump. Daniel Nera from Los Angeles writes, quote, following, following Donald Trump's victorious presidential primary election, a big celebration took place at Mar-a-Lago, known as the home of the former president and his wife, Melania. Of course, that's in Palm Beach, Florida. Despite the important celebration for the 77-year-old who had secured the Republican presidential nomination, Melania was nowhere to be seen. That led to speculation about the reasons for her absence. President Trump said this was an amazing night in our country's history. Donald Jr. was there, and Eric was there, and Tiffany Trump, Eric's daughter. No Barron, no Ivanka either. No Melania, and as I say, no Ivanka Trump. Stephanie Winston, a former aide to Melania, who seems to have quite an attitude, as she writes, wrote this. Melania Trump was not, capital N-O-T, at Donald's victory party because she did not, capital N-O-T, have to be. His supporters do not, yes, you got it, all caps, care if she is by his side or not. So now she does not have to be, capital N-O-T. Nothing, she capitalizes the first three letters, N-O-T, nothing more, nothing less. I don't think she likes Donald Trump. That would be my opinion. Now, Melania was spotted briefly at a Halloween party last fall, last October, after her mysterious disappearance. Melania has raised eyebrows for her notable absences from many recent events, including Trump's court appearances and campaign stops. Megyn Kelly questioned her absence. Trump said, I think part of her beauty is that mystery. She doesn't need to be out there. She has confidence. She has confidence, Trump says. He admits at rallies they have pictures of Melania and say, we love our first lady. So the absence of Melania, Ivanka, and Barron, really, is no small thing. Obviously, Ivanka Trump's testimony in her father's fraud trial in New York City, November 8th, 2023, had to be nerve-wracking. Her father went on the attack. Her brothers seemed to back away. They were playing it very careful in what they said. And on Wednesday, Ivanka calmly sidestepped accusations that her family business prospered thanks to a lie. Now, that's a big topic, a complicated topic, and we can talk about that. But I think it made Ivanka skittish, and I think that in this judgment that will be appealed, she is responsible, as is Donald Jr. and Eric, for fines that have to be paid in the millions of dollars. Welcome to our early morning chat after hours rambling. We will ramble for just a little bit here in the early morning hours as I do this live and say hello to those who f- find us. Amazing. Shelley is here. Cheryl Everhart, Laura Shadley. I don't think you guys ever sleep. Susan Carter, not Linda Carter. Hello, Jack. Kathleen Wiedenbacher, also known as Kathleen Whataburger. Hello. This is a nice surprise. Shelley, I would marry Trump. I'm not surprised to hear that. Janet Williams, many of the people that were with us for Worldwide Ramblings, that might have been the most successful Worldwide Ramblings that we have done in terms of the amount of people watching at one time and staying. And um, we're already over 3,000 views, so we'll see how it goes. Melania was a model. She is into herself. Well, thanks for that contribution, Shell. Um, Karen Gagnon. Why do I have trouble with your name, Karen? It's not that hard, is it? Gagnon. Hi, Jack. Janet Williams says we need to pray for Trump, for his family. This is all part of what this is all. This all just has to be very hard for them. Very hard for sure, Janet. Valiant Thor. Our tax dollars have given aid to the entire planet for decades. Will any country provide aid to the United States as we spiral into poverty? Well, we're throwing ourselves into poverty. We elect people. I mean, all my life I heard the label the tax and spend Democrats, and Joe Biden is the best example of that I've ever seen. We have governors that are doing a pretty good job too, including the one here in New York. But here we are, trillions of dollars in debt. Must be over 35 trillion now, right? And yet they spend and spend and spend, and they want to fund foreign wars in places like the Ukraine, and they want to piss off Russia and China, and we're not ready for that. We have 17 watching right now here in this impromptu after the hours rambling, 3 likes. It's a short version, but I did want to say hello. There's more energy sometimes than doing a topic live. It gets more attention as well, but it gives me a chance to say hello to you guys, and that's always a good thing. I do have to do a shift at 11 a.m. over at the hospital today for the 95-year-old gentleman that I have been taking care of for about a year and a half now as the backup guy, periodically. And so I'll be just doing a 4-hour shift in the middle of the day. But 11 a.m. to begin a shift at 11 a.m. is early for me. I think it's going to be very uh, impactful if Melania Trump doesn't get involved. When your husband secures the Republican nomination for the second, well, for the third time, when he secures the Republican nomination for the presidency, um, of course she would be there, right? Of course she would be there. She is someone who makes a definite contribution, and people are always eager to hear more from her, to hear what she cares about and what have you. Now, I think Ivanka is realizing that, what Nikki Haley said while she was running, and now she's gone off into the shadows, plotting what her next move will be, I'm sure. But I think she realizes that she has caused a fury amongst the Trump supporters that won't be easily forgotten. But she said, and others have said, that including I think Vice President Trump and I mean Vice President Pence and people in the president's cabinet that he leaves carnage wherever he goes, and there is a degree of truth in that. There is a degree of truth in that. So I think Ivanka was kind of shell shocked by that experience in New York City, and uh, Letitia James going for the jugular. We know that there were no complaints from any of the people that dealt with the Trump organization. Donald Trump has is responsible for the prestige of the New York City skyline in so many ways. He's made such a contribution to New York City and the people that associated with him. And I was kind of surprised to hear this. Not only did not complain, but they uh, they prospered and they were invited by the Trump organization. Don't believe our claims of what something is worth. Investigate for yourself. Make your own determination. But what people don't realize is the Trump name, of course, inflates the price. When the judge here in New York City said that Mar-a-Lago was worth a fraction of what it's really worth, he showed himself to be ignorant because that is a show place. That is Trump's show place. And there are places right in that general area that have gone for very inflated prices. I mean, I believe Sean Hannity's home is $53 million, you know, $53 million, and it's not Mar-a-Lago. So these people find themselves engrossed in hate for Donald Trump, and it consumes them, and they have a progressive vision for this country that will lead to the destruction of America. They don't care about the Constitution. Politicians in both the Senate, Congress, and on the more local level just want to assume power to do what they feel is right. They don't care about their constituents. And of course, when you get to Joseph R. Biden, our president, he is more than happy to see his political opponents go to jail, go to jail. So he has had an influence in in America starting to look somewhat like a third world country as he lets more than 9 million immigrants invade the country, and we see the kind of fruit that that is producing. Legal immigration, of course, we've always done that, but you can't have people from every country you can think of, including Venezuela, Honduras, etc., just walking into America. That is a violation of the oath you took as the President of the United States. That is, you know what, the T word, the T word. So there you go. There you go. So I'm kind of worried that Melania, who knows, what she's feeling. Who knows how long she will stay married to Donald Trump? I don't know. But we need to see her. We need to see Ivanka and what have you. And we're not seeing that. And that will have an impact. The mysterious disappearance of Melania Trump. So, what else do you want to talk about? um, well, this is how it goes. We pay tax dollars and they do things their way. They're always trying to impose their will, their vision, and whether it is um, all kinds of fees. President Biden boast about getting rid of some of the fees on credit cards, the junk fees, but he's got all kinds of plans because when you're spending like a drunken sailor, you have to find ways to bring in revenue, and they want a 21% tax rate on the richest people, and they want a whole lot more than that. Um, I see that gas prices are creeping up here in New York again. I'm seeing like 331, where it was down to about 305. That's a significant increase when someone is filling their tank all the time. Of course, they don't want you to have a gas powered car. They want to take that away from you. They want to force you to get an electric car that you can't afford and then just stay close to home, because you're going to have a hard time doing long range trips when you are basically held to about 400 miles. And then, of course, you will find yourself in a massive traffic jam and you run out of juice right there on the highway. The amount of craziness that is going to happen here. I talked to a car salesman just last week when I got my inspection and oil change done. And there's still very little interest in electric cars, very little interest in them. I'm sure that the harassment that comes from the media is part of it, Kathleen. I'm sure it is. Um, but it's so important during this time that when, in key moments, especially, I mean, it would be nice also on the campaign trail. People are hoping to see Melania. So now we have to wonder what's really going on behind the scenes. Uh, this is this is the reason all this drama that comes with this is the reason that I was for Ron DeSantis because he could get things done and there wouldn't be all this drama. But Trump has talents that nobody else does. He knows how to deal with Russia, and he knows how to deal, I believe, in with the Ukraine as well, with Zelensky, and he knows how to deal with Xi, and he did so very well. There were no wars during the Trump presidency. So we will see how this goes. We will see how this goes. More and more people are being turned off to the idea of Joseph Biden having a second term. More and more people are realizing he's the worst president in the history of this country, especially in our lifetime. And their lifetime is often, they haven't lived anywhere near as long as I have. But I don't remember this kind of a disaster coming out of the White House ever. He makes the Obama presidency look much better. It looks much better when you compare it to Joe Biden. So I don't think that Obama has quite the influence people think he does, because remember, Biden is surrounded by woke progressives, and he's always saying, "Well, I'm going to get in trouble if I answer questions." Can you believe this? The leader of the free world is saying, "I'm going to get in trouble if I talk about these things." I'm going to get in trouble if I answer questions. Trump would get right in front of the press, and he would stay there for 40 minutes. He loved controversial questions. He loved coming back at them. But Joe Biden is a cognitive mess, and he just can't do it. He just can't do it. And he's not helping himself wanting to ban TikTok. And Trump comes out against it because the kids, he's going to lose the young people's vote right there, right there. They're counting, of course, on the abortion issue, the Democrats, if you want to call them Democrats. Anyone ever notice the name rats is in the word rats is in Democrats? um, they think abortion, right up to the ninth month, kill a 9 month full term baby. They think the overturning of Roe v. Wade will push them over the top. I hope that's not true. I hope the shenanigans don't work. I hope that um, we have a chance in November to slow the bleeding. The bleeding is going to happen because they're just waiting for the baby boomers to die off. They're just waiting for us to die off, go to the nursing home, whatever. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, yeah, I'd have to say yes to that. The Dema rats, the demon crats. Okay. Well, let's see. This is MS. Oh, this doesn't roll off the tongue too well. Ms. DL, DJ. Well, that's not hard. Ms. DJ. Okay, are you a DJ? Female DJ? Not too many of us DJs left. Sleepy Joe used to enjoy the occasional uh, mental vacation, but for the past 3 days, he's been on a nonstop world tour of idiocy. He has to get out there and campaign somewhat. Everyone's saying he's going to stay in the basement, but he's got to get out there because he's got to raise funds. He's got to raise funds. And they'll be bringing out, of course, the Obamas and the others. I was very surprised to see Mike Pence say that he would not endorse Donald Trump. He might have just said nothing and kept his mouth shut because for the rest of his life now, he'll be screamed at everywhere he goes by MAGA Republicans. Sorry, Michael Pence, but it's not that every Republican doesn't understand that you had to certify the election. I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on you running for the presidency when you should have known that you don't have the charisma for it. That the MAGA Republicans, which is who you need, would be enraged by it. It was stupid. You wasted money, like Nikki Haley. You just wasted money. You are not presidential material, Mike. Not ever. Not ever. And so many people like Chris Christie that have now just disappeared. I don't know what Chris is doing now. And thank God Nikki Haley is finally out of the picture, who, all the angry things she said will be now used in I don't even want to call them Democrats because there were some great Democrats. They're socialist progressives that want to destroy America. They don't even realize how bad it's going to be. They don't certainly care about your grandchildren. They don't care about kids because they don't plan on having any. They don't plan on having any. It's all about them. It's all about them. Uh, yeah, a backstabber. They smile in your face all the while they want to take your place. The backstabbers. So, just wanted to talk about that. I think that Melania has a lot to give, and now we're left wondering if she's on the verge of divorcing uh, uh, Donald Trump. Now that Barron's getting, to become an adult, he's looking fine. He's a very tall gentleman, but you want to see some unity out there. This is a near impossible thing to do for Trump to win in this environment. They are going to try everything. I mean, if he were to win a second term, he wouldn't even be inaugurated and they would be trying to impeach him. It's going to be no matter who wins, we're going to see a lot of ugliness. We're going to see a lot of ugliness. But the violence and what have you comes from the progressive side. What happened on January 6th was a handful of people that breached the Capitol. And it wasn't, representative of the 74 million people that would vote for Donald Trump the second time around. Any Republican with any brains knows we threw them a huge piece of red meat, and they I don't want to say milked it because you don't milk steak, do you? But They used that red meat. They showed, and they wanted it to happen because Nancy Pelosi refused National Guard protection, as did the mayor of Washington, D.C. I think they saw the benefit of things going haywire with uh, with a zealous few, a zealous few, and they didn't come in with guns. They came in just to have their voice heard, and there's always going to be that percentage of people that make the wrong decision. But the National Guard would have prevented all that, and they didn't want it. President Trump, as we have said before, said march peacefully to the Capitol, march peacefully. So there is that. Uh, Jeannie Thompson is here. Hello, Jeannie. And Patty with an I. I don't think she's going anywhere. She supported him being in the race, I believe, some months ago. Well, she needs to be involved. Um, the idea that nobody cares about her, as her former spokeswoman says, they don't care whether she's there or not. That's not true. There are people, the MAGA people love her, and they want to hear more from her. They want to see her, of course. She is our most beautiful first lady ever, I think. And they're interested in what she thinks and what she cares about. And of course, they're hoping that she will be part of what will lead to a Trump victory. Without her, without her showing up, especially in key moments, saying, "Well, you know." Obviously, the death of her mother was used as an excuse, and that was a valid excuse. And then before that, the president was saying she's taking good care of Barron. That's her top priority. Well, he's okay, he's fine. So at some point, you run out of excuses, and people wonder what the heck is going on. They wonder what the heck is going on. So, well, anybody in the public eye is in danger, Shell. That's why they have the Secret Service for lifetime protection. And, you know, um, any candidate is, and of course, President Biden didn't care about RFK Jr. He refused him having uh, uh, Secret Service protection, and he's gotten some death threats because he's going to be a threat to the Biden ticket. I don't know who he's going to pick. I'm so sorry for saying Adrian Rogers in the video that I did. I should have known it was Aaron. Something inside of me was saying, check that, and I should have done that. I'm not a football fan, although I do find Aaron Rodgers a interesting gentleman. I thought it was terrible that he got injured, uh, and never got to play. Millions of dollars being spent on him, and I think he would like to go back and make it happen for a team that seems cursed in football. I think. I think he would like to do that. I said on our live show just a few hours ago, really, that um, we're talking about the presidency of the United States here. And except for Donald Trump, I've never seen anybody with zero political experience uh, that ever did well in the job. And you don't see that. You don't see someone coming in that's coming from the NFL. Never even been on a school board or whatever. I think we have to be more careful when we start picking people have said Elvis should have run for president. No, that wasn't his lane. He was the greatest solo entertainer of all times. Not 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 someone who would be a good candidate for president. So what are we going to say next? In about 8 years, are they going to say Taylor Swift for president? We can make better choices. we get the kind of leadership that we deserve so much of the time for many of the decisions that we make, etc. So here we are in March, as I do this, of 2024, and we are surrounded by uh, the XYZ generation, emphasis on the Z, and um, Y generation as well, and they don't have American values, so many of them. Now, thank God those that do, that were brought up in godly homes and have respect and love for America. We need more of them, and they're out there too. Thank God for that. But this country's going down as we go into the last days, and a November win would kind of slow the bleeding, and that would be nice. That would be nice, especially for uh, us people in our 60s that would like to see some more good times for America, some more uh, times of peace. Now we have Chuck Schumer trying to tell Israel uh, how to fight a war, and trying to get Netanyahu thrown out. Now, maybe after all this dies down, his own people will vote him out because they should have been prepared for October 7th and they weren't. There were warning signs that they missed and we missed here in America as Hamas was training for what, a year or so, just a few miles from the Israeli border. Can you believe this? With all the technology that we have, that we missed all that? It's hard to believe, isn't it? It's hard to believe. Um, I don't know how to respond to that, Kathleen. Of course, we all make mistakes. I'm the first one to admit that, and sometimes I get the wrath of the people who hurl scriptures at me because they feel I should know better and what have you. But I'm not sure what you mean, what you're talking about when you say we all make mistakes. Um, we have people that are deliberately trying to nosedive this country. They're deliberately trying to do that, and we have to. We have to see what we can do. It's not leaving it up to somebody else, but what can we do to save America? 17 people watching, 11 likes. Um, and Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. The people watching here, I believe, had that notification bell on. So I'm really happy about that. We're about 32 minutes in, 2 o'clock in the morning here. Shelley thinks Barron is handsome. He looked awkward for a while, and now he's starting to blossom, isn't he? Yeah, he's starting to look like he's ready to hit Wall Street or something. But yeah, yeah. Um, I I have never been so worried about the country that I live in, but the thing to really worry about is, are we prepared for our graduation day? Our graduation day comes when we pass away and we meet the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Will we be ready for that day? I need to prepare more. I need to prepare more. It amazes me that that I do so poorly in that endeavor. Even now, remember that song by Barry Manilow, Even Now, when I have come so far? So that's it. I just wanted to pop on, everybody, and say hello to you. Thank you, Shelley and Kathleen and Miss DJ and Janet Williams, for coming on this late. I really appreciate you. I'm so happy of the success we had on our Worldwide Ramblings program. Um, and Valiant Thor. Valiant Thor. Yeah. A few people I was kind of expecting that might come on didn't. Cheryl Everhart always pops on. I'm so glad about that. And I will be doing more lives. I'm going to try an afternoon and maybe sometime even a morning. I don't think I have any more hospital gigs, but the one I have today, and then the family should be able to take care of it. And just pray for my 95-year-old guy, John. He's lived a great life. He's lived a great life. And it's all in God's hands now. His future is in God's hands. Friday, I got to go down to Westchester Medical Center, get up at 7 in the morning and go down there for my testing and to see my cardiologist specialist. He might increase the dose of my mavacamten. It's been working for me, and I'm so blessed and so happy about that. Pray for uh, Deborah Lake, and for Paul McCreary, and there are so many people here. Brenda has prayer needs, and for her family, and many, many others. And put that in the replay. Remind us, update us in the replay. Hello, replay crowd, if you're watching. I would love it if you do that. Here's Liberty Ridge. Melania has been looking after her father. Haven't heard much about the father. Of course, we know her mother died, so that's news to me, Liberty Ridge. But you know, appearances here and there, I think, would be very helpful. This has got to be an all-in thing for President Trump to win, because the Democrats have a million tricks they're going to use here. It all comes down to the Electoral College. It's going to be the blue states, that are going to be the problem, and the red states we have to increase with the Trump support. We have to go after the moderate Republicans, maybe some women that are mad on him about abortion. Now, he believes that there should be exceptions if a woman is raped, incest, if the mother's life is in jeopardy. I think in 2024, if you are not for those exceptions, you are likely to face a energizing of the base of people that think that's a bridge too far. In terms of what our personal opinion should be on it, our personal opinion should be whatever God wants from us, what he would have us think and what he would have us believe. That's what I feel. But there are people that don't believe, and they are not going to listen to that. They're not going to follow that. And I understand that. I do. So thank you. Thank you, Kathleen, and thank you, Shelley. Um, where are you watching from, Liberty Ridge? I don't know where Valiant Thor is, but I assume that he is dressed and ready for battle. Valiant Thor. I like that. The Bible says in the end times, people will proclaim what is right is wrong, and what is wrong, they will say is right. This is happening today. Yeah. I think in one of our recent worldwide ramblings, because in worldwide ramblings, I always close with scripture. We quoted that verse. That's where we are now. Good is bad, bad is good. We glorify what is shameful, and we are so hypocritical about it. We're so hypocritical about it. Just it just amazes me. So sleep well, sweet dreams. Talk to you real soon. Please share this video if you can, and subscribe and like. Thank you very much. Big God bless you. Bye bye for now, family.